At 4 a.m. on a Friday morning, an individual approached a residence in San Francisco's Russian Hill neighborhood and threw a Molotov cocktail at the property. The house belongs to OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The suspect fled on foot, but the escalation continued. Just 1 hour later, police were called to OpenAI's headquarters, where a man was threatening to burn the building down. Officers on site immediately identified him as the same person from the earlier attack. The FBI and local police are investigating several potential motives for the assault. A primary focus of the investigation is whether this represents an act of domestic terrorism, specifically driven by an ideological resistance to the development of artificial intelligence. Sam Altman responded by sharing a photo of his family and calling for a change in tone. He urged for a de-escalation of the rhetoric surrounding artificial general intelligence, asking for fewer explosions at people's homes. The ideological fracture over AI safety has transitioned from online debate into physical violence. This shift suggests that the social cohesion required to manage the transition to AGI is beginning to break. This physical violence reflects a broader social tension as the corporate AI race moves at a speed that exceeds society's ability to process the change. Tech giants are currently prioritizing market velocity over traditional safety frameworks. This chart shows the shifting market dynamics as Google's Gemini begins to challenge OpenAI's dominance. Between April 2025 and March 2026, ChatGPT's market share fell from 84% to 78%, while Gemini surged from roughly 2% to nearly 9%. Meta is attempting to close this gap with a $14 billion investment in Scale AI and the release of Muse Spark. This model utilizes multiple AI agents working in parallel, allowing it to collaborate on complex logic problems to increase processing speed. The velocity of this corporate competition is placing immense pressure on human systems. From digital security networks to physical power grids, the load-bearing walls of our current civilization are being actively tested. In the cybersecurity landscape, AI has made traditional brute force hacking less efficient than social engineering. Attackers are no longer just looking for bugs in code, they are looking for vulnerabilities in human psychology. This logic flowchart demonstrates how AI-driven phishing works. The system scrapes a user's open data to assemble a highly personalized message that is indistinguishable from a legitimate bank notification. The attack is adaptive. If a user doesn't respond, the AI alters its strategy in real time, simulating extreme urgency to force an impulsive reaction. Once the user interacts with the prompt, the AI has bypassed the security barrier entirely. Because AI exploits the human mind as the system's weakest link, traditional software defenses have become ineffective. The software remains clean even as the user's data is being extracted. Google CEO Sundar Pichai warns that AI is positioned to break almost all existing software architecture. Modern AI models can now identify zero-day software vulnerabilities in minutes. This represents a massive leap in speed compared to human attackers, who previously spent weeks or months searching for the same flaws. The tech industry currently lacks the coordination and intelligence sharing needed to defend against these automated attacks. This structural failure leaves companies unprepared for threats that move at the speed of an algorithm. Pichai argues that the ultimate bottleneck for AI is no longer the algorithms, but the physical infrastructure. The industry is currently hitting the hard limits of the global electrical grid. The supply chain cannot keep up with the demand for specialized silicon chips. The physical complexity of cleanroom manufacturing and the limited number of facilities has created a severe global shortage. To address this, Google is planning capital expenditures of up to $185 billion. This massive investment is required just to build the data center capacity and server infrastructure necessary to maintain their current growth. The digital expansion of artificial intelligence is now in direct conflict with the finite resources of the physical world. Society continues to support this rapid development because AI is achieving results that traditional human systems cannot match. It is being used to solve complex problems where established institutions have failed for years. Phoebe Testurier, a 23-year-old in the UK, spent 4 years in physical decline while the healthcare system struggled to find a cause. Doctors repeatedly misdiagnosed her symptoms, even suggesting her progressive muscle weakness was caused by anxiety. Testurier fed her detailed history into ChatGPT, which correctly identified her condition as hereditary spastic paraplegia. This rare genetic disorder was later confirmed by DNA testing, bypassing years of medical errors. This same utility is transforming creative fields through tools like Alibaba's 127. It allows a single user to autonomously generate a film by controlling camera angles, lighting, and dialogue through simple text instructions, turning an individual into an entire production studio. AI has transitioned from a passive information source into an autonomous entity capable of life-changing action, from diagnosing rare diseases to generating complex narratives. The technical architecture used to democratize filmmaking and diagnose rare diseases is the same code being weaponized to discover zero-day exploits and engineer mass cyber attacks. To survive in this environment, our daily digital behaviors must evolve. Passwords have become insufficient, requiring a shift toward biometric security, multi-factor authentication, and behavioral analysis to verify identity in real time. The old world of digital trust is gone. Until the physical limits of the Earth's power grid force the technology to slow down, we must radically adapt our defenses to coexist with our own invention.
Thank you for watching. For more professional AI insights, remember to like this video and subscribe to AI Corecast.